Hi, this is Danny Merrill in Tucson, Arizona. My name for Skype, you would have to type in William D. Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W, Jr., Tucson, Arizona. My email address would be Danny, D-A-N-N-Y, period, Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W, @gmail.com. My Skype ID would be Danny, D-A-N-N-Y, period, Marrow, M-A-R-R-O-W. I want to speak about Iran. Tonight, or today, we had news that Iran tried to initiate and execute a bombing of the Saudi Arabian embassy in Washington, D.C., the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C., and to assassinate the ambassador from Saudi Arabia in Washington, D.C. You know, we have been putting up with Iran since Jimmy Carter. I call Mr. Carter Mr. Teeth, because for over 300 days he appeared on television smiling and did nothing. I was studying Spanish in South America at that time in a Catholic university. I'm not Catholic, but I was studying Spanish there, and I had 9 Iranians in my class. One of them spoke perfect English with a British accent, and he had been in one of the ministries in Iran, and the 9 men had left Iran because they were suffering religious persecution. He told me that when the United States sent the helicopter to rescue the Americans that were held hostage for over 300 days, that helicopter did not intake sand to blow it up. It was blown up by the Russian military. And I have no reason to think that he would lie about that, because there was never in any news report worldwide. But according to him, that's what's happened. And of course, Jimmy Carter did nothing. And when Ronald Reagan was becoming president of the United States, being elected and was elected, the Iranians asked me in South America, what would he do? I said, he's going to send in the Marines. And on the day that the president was inaugurated, that day that Ronald Reagan was inaugurated, is when the Iranians turned over and made a peace agreement to turn over the hostages to the United States government, because the word got to them. Reagan wasn't going to play games. He'd send in the Marines to rescue those men. Here we are fighting right now in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and in Mexico. Just this week, 2 or 3 Americans were murdered, were killed. I think it was just 2, but there's been others that have been killed. 47,000 Americans have been killed in Mexico. Mexicans have been killed in Mexico. And this administration, President Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton, have done nothing. Nothing. But, you know, holler, there's a hole in the dike, and they've done nothing else. It just doesn't make sense how these people get elected. They have no heart, and they have no guts to stand up against the Mexican cartel, to stand up against Iran. Are they going to wait? They were going to blow up these 2 embassies with conventional weapons and bombs now. What do you think they will do once they get a nuclear bomb? They wouldn't hesitate to blow up all of Israel. They wouldn't hesitate to blow up the United States. We're dealing with evil, evil, evil people. I do not want to see the people, the citizens of Iran, suffer. But we need to do something in retaliation against the Iranian government. We need to equip the people that died in the streets for democracy and freedom. And I never will forget the girl Nita, who was shot dead, and she wasn't even involved in the demonstration, and laid there as her lifeblood poured out on the ground. Excuse me. We need to do something, ladies and gentlemen, to stand up. The Iranians have held our people hostage for 300+ days. They have sent assassination groups all over the world to kill our people. They have sent now someone to try to contact the drug cartels in Mexico to come over the border and kill us. When are we going to get the message? When they have a bomb explode in New York City and kill 100,000 people? Or a suitcase, excuse me, nuclear bomb that could kill 1 million people? Is that what we're waiting for? Where is the brains of Barack Obama and the White House? I have an idea where they are, but because this will be disseminated publicly, I don't want to say. But I'm telling you, we need to equip people inside of Iran that's against the government and against the imams to fight. We need to give them weapons. We need to give them communication systems. We need to support them so they can carry this fight to this cruel, barbaric, idiotic, stupid dictator that leads Iran. Now, I know they have a pact with Venezuela. So maybe what we ought to do is send bombers over and eliminate that threat. Because if we do something in Iran, Mr. Fat Boy, Hugo Chavez, is going to want to get involved. He couldn't stand 24 hours against the U.S. military. We could rip him apart like a junkyard dog. That's what he needs to be ripped apart. And I say to you in all sincerity as an American citizen, we need to equip the people in Iran that oppose the government to fight and destroy that monster who's supposed to be a leader. He's no more a leader than a blind man walking down the road and falls into a ditch. This guy is an evil, evil man. When are we as an American government going to stand up to this guy? He's been abusing us for probably 10 years or longer, 20 years or longer, and nothing is ever done. All they do is go to the UN and make resolutions with no power behind it, and Hillary Clinton gets up and Barack Obama gets up and makes statements that have no power behind it, and they're not going to back up their statements with force. We need to do something before this evil man gets nuclear weapons. Along with Israel, we need to bomb those nuclear weapon sites and destroy every single one of them. And we need to be prepared for any retaliation and use the maximum of force needed to bring this country to its knees. If we have to join with Saudi Arabia, we have to join in with Israel, if we have to join in with other freedom-loving countries, that's what we need to do. Thank you very much.